Hello everyone, it's me, Maya, and welcome to my channel. Today I will be doing a June to October wrap up because that's how long it's been since I've told you guys the books that I read. So the last book you guys know about was the end of the Age of Legend series by Kelly Armstrong, and now we're just gonna pick up from there. I have no idea what was in a TBR, so we're just gonna start off fresh. I know I have my notes on my phone because there's no way I'm gonna remember all of this. One of the first books I read in June was Hamilton, The Revolution. There we go, by Lin-Manuel Miranda and Jeremy McCarter. If you know anything about me, I am obsessed with Hamilton. I was obsessed with Hamilton months ago, and I am still obsessed. This musical has been taking Broadway by storm, and it's a personal favorite of mine. It's definitely in my top three Broadway musicals, and I have never even seen a Broadway musical, but just the music that can speak to you and comfort you, like we spoke about in the Tony Awards. But it has lots of pictures from the Broadway musical, and just it's a background of some of the things that happened. So you can kind of just see all of these full pictures. Look at this. Like, it's amazing, and I love it. I've only read it all the way through once, but don't you worry, I'll be reading it again and again and again. And I also saw the documentary revolving Hamilton, and it's just, this musical is amazing, and I love that I was able to see it kind of experience the music and everything that revolved around it, and also that history is now a little bit more accessible thanks to it. The next book I read was Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Simple. Now, I know this was in my TBR, so I think those two books were in my TBR. And this was about how this girl's mother disappeared, and now she's kind of building the type of person that her mother was by looking at interviews and her mother's emails and correspondence, and from everyone else, it kind of seems like this woman is descending into madness when really it's just like really random situations that just look really bad and actually become very bad. But it's also interesting to see how all these people view this one woman, and just how those little situations kind of descend into craziness. If you know anything about this book, you will know that it is amazing. And I thought it was very sweet that you can see how this girl views her mother, and just how she's able to learn a little bit more about her mother as she's delving into her mother's life. And just the mystery of finding out where Bernadette go. It's just really cool as well. I know Rincey Reeds recommended it, and I was like, well, I have it. I got it from a thrift store. Let me see. And it's just so, the mother is so funny and snarky, but not in a rude way. So that made it everything so good. Now we're going off to July, and I read As You Wish, which is the behind the scenes of The Princess Bride. It really is such a great movie. And so Carrie Elwes is kind of telling you all the stuff that you didn't know about the movie, and all this, the making of and behind the scenes without the, because like usually when you watch a movie you get behind the scenes, but now 20 years removed you can kind of see all these different stories about what it was like to create such an amazing movie. I just think it's so cool that you can kind of see a little bit more, and then you can get stories from all of the cast, and how Wallace Shawn was worried about that he wasn't good enough for the part, but when you see him in the role as Vicini, you're thinking, who else could do this role? And it's so cool to see so much more about a movie that you think you know, and you just get so many behind the scenes, so many fun, cute pictures. And it was just cool to see. I read it on audiobook, so I don't have it to show you here, but it's so cool. So next I read, let's see, and if you hear any noise in the background, it's someone mowing, so sorry about that. I just picked the best times to film videos. The next book I also read in the month of July. It's Mosquitoland by David Arnold. I got it. Let's see if I can. There we go. Mosquitoland by David Arnold, and they must be right under my window. Well, it's Mosquitoland by David Arnold, and this is another girl searching for her mother, which is really interesting. But she's able to find out a lot more about the person that she thinks that her mother is. She has this very idealistic view of her mother, and now she's decided that she's going to leave home and go back to her mother because her mother is in Ohio and she's in another place in the world. So she's like, I have to get back to my mother by Labor Day. So she, as a 16-year-old girl, she decides, yes, let's trek and see what happens. So you kind of get to see a lot more about her relationship with her mother, but you can also see a lot about mental health because there's a lot of conversation about this girl used to be someone that talked to herself a lot, and her father was worried that she would become just like his sister, who you will find out had mental issues as well, and it's this whole family dealing with mental health, and so it's all of how she deals with it and comes to terms with everything that's going on. It's quite interesting just discussing mental health in a book because a lot of people like to kind of skirt around what it means to be healthy mentally, and you don't get a lot of those conversations. And this is a wonderful road trip book, and you see a enormous cast of characters, and hilarity ensues, tragedy ensue, but there's just so many stories and so many people that you get to know, and it's just so. I just this is it's a good one. Now we're in the month of August. We're moving quickly. This is The Nerdist Way by Chris Hardwick. This was another one of the books I got from a thrift store. It's talking about how to basically survive as an introvert, and it's using our overthinking brain to work for us and not against us. It has a whole bunch of tips and tricks and working out and doing mind, body, and spirit. And I wish I had had a highlighter while I was reading this because I just wanted to like highlight passages. It was so helpful. Okay, next we have Before I Die by Candy Chang. This was a woman whose mother recently died. It got her thinking about death, which she personally would have liked to do before she dies. So she decided to come up with this Before I Die, I Want to wall. And this artist project blew up and it became a international project where you had so many people doing before I die, I want to live. I want to save someone's life. I want to drink from the Stanley Cup. And you get a whole bunch of stories about mortality and just not letting that stop you. It's, I want to do, I want to accomplish what I want to accomplish before I pass away. And having this on here makes it real. It makes me like, yes, I will accomplish this before I die. And you get to see a whole lot of walls with so many things that is just so many stories. Let's see if we can see some walls. So we have some of the walls over here, and then some of the walls. So you get a whole lot. See, Vancouver, Canada, and this is the breakdown of all the different walls. So, and then at the end it shows you how to build a wall yourself. And I was just like, this is a cool project, and it got me thinking of like some things I would want to do. I haven't entirely figured out all the things that I want to do, but I think it's cool just to have that conversation of what do you want to do, who do you want to be, and what are some things that you want to get done. Next was, let's do this one because I don't really remember when I read this. This is In the Heights the complete book and lyrics of the Broadway musical. This was also written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Yes, I'm a fan. Sort of a junkie, it would seem, that they have all of this stuff, but this is the book, which, if you don't know, it's the entire script as well as the lyrics of his first musical, In the Heights. And I've always loved his anything he creates, but I listened to the soundtrack. I've never actually seen the musical. So I figured, hey, so I could, read it and it kind of would feel like the same thing. That's the same thing with Hamilton, which I don't think I mentioned. This not only has the history of the creation of Hamilton, the musical, as well as the background of everything that happened, this also has the entire book and lyrics of every song and everything that's ever been in it. The biggest thing about this musical that's different from In the Heights is that in the Heights he worked with a collaborator who wrote the book, which was all the script and all of the spoken words. In this one, because this is such a high octane musical where it's go, 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 there would not be room for a different voice. So him because Lin Manuel Miranda's lyrics were so like thought out and thorough, you can't bring someone in to kind of match that with the words as well. So he had to write the whole thing, which is why it took 7 years, and I am not mad about it. Okay, we've got 4 more books, guys. We are speeding through this really well. If I don't talk too much, that is. Next is P.S. I Like You by Casey West, which tells the story of Lily, who starts writing musical lyrics on on her desk, and then someone answers them, and so she gets a new pen pal, which she finds out is a guy. She also finds out that this guy likes the same sort of music that she does, and now so she tries to kind of figure out who this guy is. Is this a potential love interest, or is this her worst enemy? Who's to say? So it's a lot of I love the mystery aspect of like, who is this? Will he like me back? Should I go for this guy? And it's just a cutesy book. I wanted a cutesy book, and this is a cutesy book, which is why I read it. Next book is The Unlikely Hero of Room 13B by Teresa Totten, and this follows a group of kids who are in an OCD support group. So they're all taking group therapy for OCD, and they also have like varying levels of OCD. And our main character is Adam, and he is this very sweet kid who just wants to save everyone, and he meets this beautiful girl, and he's like, we're gonna be together forever. But as he's going through the support group, he's kind of realizing that his world is kind of disintegrating, but he's trying to save everyone, and he's coming up with all of these ideas for helping everyone with all of their different maladies. But now he's finding that, okay, is there anyone who will save me? And he has to figure this out. He has to come to terms with his illness, as well as other illnesses within his family as well. And then he's also has to deal with first love. And what are we gonna do with that having OCD and wanting to be in love, and also dealing with the fact that as a person with OCD, you have a very specific practices that you have to do. Like, so can we do this in a relationship? Is this a healthy relationship? Can we make this work? So we have so many things to deal with, and it just, your heart goes out to him because, like, are they gonna get together? Please tell me they get together. Are they gonna get together? So you just root for him so much because it's just like, oh, I want you to be the hero. You're not unlikely. You're the most likely hero, Adam, and I wish you the best. Second to last book is All These Things I've Done by Gabrielle Zevin. I'm going to tell you now that I am going to give this book away. It's not like I didn't like it, but I probably didn't like it, did I? Okay, let me tell you. So this is probably one of the few books that I was just like, ah. I think towards the end, we're getting into October now. No, this is September. So this is the book of the September, and then September and October the books start getting meh. But this is all that these things I've done, and it's about Anya Valentine, who is this heir to this criminal family, and now she's kind of coming to terms with that, especially with her new love interest, who is the DA's son. So it's kind of like, I am the heir to a crime family. You are the heir to very businessy attorney, right side of the law people. How are we going to get together? Should we get together? So I would have liked that this to be a story about her kind of fighting her crime boss family. They're trying to like get her into the family, and she's trying to fight it, and then she's also trying to figure out whether she wants to be with this guy, and but she has this crime boss stuff to deal with and such. What it ended up being is an angsty teen novel about this girl wanting to get with this guy and kind of screw it to everyone. It didn't really, the kind of crime side of it kind of played a back burner, so it just became a really angsty, like, she's trying to protect her whole family, but she's doing a sucky job of it. And it's just like, and she's trying to be this perfect girl, but she has like legit anger issues, and she's super holier than thou. And it's just like, I don't know. It was an angsty novel about, oh, I love him. We should be together forever. And I'm cool with those novels if that's the type of novel that I signed up for. Like, P.S. I Like You was a cutesy novel that was angsty and cute, and I knew what I was getting into. And it's like, there's some books that I just don't like because it's something that I personally don't like about them. It's not that the book itself is bad. Which kind of brings us to our last book, The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafon. This is not a book that I hate, and this is not a book that I'll give away, but I think it's another one of those, not the type of book that I was expecting. This is one of those heavy on the prose, not so much on the story. So this is one of those books that are like fantastically written in these and thous, but as far as a story that keeps you interested for 500 pages, not quite. Because this is the only book that I read in the month of October. This is a clunker. But it told the story about this boy that found a book in a cemetery of the forgotten books, and he decides to read. He reads the book, and then he becomes interested in the author and kind of wanting to find out more about the author, and then it kind of delves into this mystery of who this author is and the story of the author's life. But I thought it was interesting that the boy's life and the author's life kind of paralleled, but as a story, this is gonna sound rude, but I don't like a story that could have been 200 pages shorter, because it's just like, you're kind of reading through it, it's like, is it done yet? It still has its interesting parts and its ebbs and flows, but it's just like, seriously? It's really cool to kind of see this boy's journey from a kid to a man, and kind of this different thought process of, this is probably not going to work too well, but we're going to try it anyway because we're a stupid kid. So I think that was the main takeaway. It was definitely well written. I will not begrudge you this, Carlos. But that's about it. Is that it? I hope that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on the 11 books I've read during the month of June. to October. If you like more of these videos, please hit that subscribe button. You can also like this video for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.